all my attendees to today's last day of the webinar. As today's the last day of the session, the tenth day, which the last discussion which we will be doing is investing in these challenging times. I hope we have a wonderful time of all 10 days and try to acquire all the information from Aditya sir, how much we can and how much we can grasp. Without wasting more time, I just give over to Aditya sir.
Uh,
Aditya sir, it is over to you. You can continue with the session
sure, ma'am. Sure. Thank you
so
very
that
much
the
for.
attendees can use you as much as they can.
Sure, sure. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Friends, today's topic is very interesting. Basically, investing during these challenging times. So, I will be sharing a small PPT and then we will go for, as usual, our Q&A round. Basically, we are all aware that this COVID-19 for last 1 year has been affecting the entire world economy in a big way. In fact, the world GDP is right now at minus 4.4%. It is at minus 4.4%. Even during the global financial crisis of 2008, the world GDP was only 1.5%. So basically, one thing is clear that we are in unprecedented times. But even in this time, friends, Indian economy has relatively performed well. If you see last 20 years, our average GDP growth has been around 7.5% as compared to 2.5 to 3%, which has been the global average. So obviously we have been outperforming by a major margin. Even right now, if we see our GDP, which was minus 23.9% in April, May, June 2020, then July, August, September, it became minus 7.5, and currently we are at 0.4% positive GDP growth rate. So definitely we have grown like anything. The reason is that if we compare last three financial crises also, which has hit the world economies during 2008 global financial crisis, the world GDP was only 1.5%, whereas India was 6.3%. During 2011 European Union crisis, world GDP was 2.5%, India was 7.1%. During 2015 China crisis, world GDP was 3%, India was 7.5. So we were definitely in a far better zone as compared to the world economy in almost all the crises. The reason for basically this outperformance, and even in the current scenario we are relatively in a better position, the main reason is this, friends, that always remember that these three key features of our economy makes Indian economy very, very unique. The first feature is demographic dividend. See, demographic dividend basically means that we have 70% of our people who are less than 35 years of age. So obviously we have large chunk of young working population. The average age of an Indian is only 26 years as compared to USA 43, China 42, Europe 47, and Japan 52. So definitely we have more chunk of young people. So when there are more chunk of young people, they will work. When they work, they will earn, and when they earn, they will spend. So obviously GDP rises, and that is the reason, friends, that today all global MNCs want to be a part of India's growth pie. Second, if you see domestic consumption, see domestic consumption primarily refers to that whatever we manufacture, 80% is consumed in India only and we export only 20%. So we are not an export dependent economy like China and Japan. And finally, high savings rate. India's saving rate is 27% of GDP as compared to global average of only 21%. So in that case also we are in a far better zone. See, one thing, friends, that during this COVID-19, the thing which got highlighted was that unless you are financially sound in these challenging times, unless you are financially sound, you will be not in a position to beat any kind of crisis, be it a health crisis, be it a financial crisis, be it an economic crisis. So it is very important that you plan out your investments in such a way that you become financially independent, financially free. That is something very important, friends. And as a result, these are the important asset classes which we will try to discuss upon. See, the first most important asset class is cash. Always remember, friends, to maintain sufficient amount of liquidity with yourself. For instance, if you see that if your monthly expense is say 20,000 rupees, you need to have at least 5 to 6 months of cash balance in your hand, so that you are relatively safe and secure. And there is, in case of any medical emergency, in case of any financial emergency, you are not liquidity starved. So that is why cash is something very critical which you need to have in hand, friends. That is something very important. Second most important component which should be there in these challenging times is good, fundamentally good companies, stocks, friends. Always remember, the return which stock market will give you, no other asset class can give. See, if we broadly see, then during this pandemic, that is COVID-19, globally stock markets corrected by 30 to 35%. In fact, our BSE Sensex also got correct. We had a huge correction from 42,270 levels to 25,600. The main reason was that in March 2020, FIIs, foreign institutional investors, they sold shares worth 61,000 crore rupees. Shares were sold by them because of the global spread of the pandemic. So because of that, valuations became very attractive. Trust me that those who had bought shares in last March, their money has been more than doubled in 1 year, more than double, friends. So stocks like RIL, HDFC Bank, HDFC Limited, Maruti, ICICI Bank, these are fundamentally, friends, very, very good companies which should be there as a part of your overall portfolio. If you see, January 2020, it started with a bang as foreigners had invested 12,000 crore rupees, which made our BSE Sensex touch all-time high of 42,273. In February, again, FIIs put in 10,000 crore rupees. So January, February went well. But when the month of March came and when the news of pandemic spread across the world, FIIs became net sellers and they withdraw 61,000 crore rupees from Indian markets in just 20 trading sessions. So when they withdraw such a huge amount, there was panic selling in the market and markets crashed from 43,000 to 25,600 levels. If you see, then here also market crashed from 42,000 to 25,600. And in this correction, friends, relatively our correction was severe as compared to global markets, for the simple reason that in India the depth of the market is relatively less. So when foreign investors sell with a bang, the market obviously goes for a toss. But in the month of April 2020, friends, when FII saw that lockdown was implemented in India effectively, that was appreciated by global investors. And from the month of April, their selling reduced to only 1800 crores. And then from May, they became net buyers. In the month of May 2020, they bought shares worth 14,500 crore rupees. For June, they bought shares worth 20,900 crores. For July, they bought shares again 7,500 crore. In fact, friends, 2020 turned out to be the year in the history of Indian capital markets where in 1 year they have invested 1.68 lakh crore rupees they invested. If you see, from March to June 2020, the BSE Sensex sharply bounced back and it gave a return of 30%. So that was something phenomenal, friends. The reason for the sharp investment was that FIIs invested hugely in our markets because of two things. One, valuations were very attractive, and second, basically global investors were confident that Indian economy will bounce back like anything. So again, in today's session, I would reiterate the point, friends, that if you want to be financially free in a long term, please buy fundamentally good companies every month, two stocks, not more, but buy it on a regular basis. That will help you to create very good portfolio over a period of time. Always remember, friends, the third asset class, which is very important, is mutual funds. See, in case if you feel that you do not have sufficient time, because the stock market requires three things. Time, you have to devote your time to the markets, knowledge, what to buy, what to sell, what is happening at the global level, and third is capital. So in case if you are short of any such thing, try to go with mutual fund SIP. Mutual fund SIP is another very good instrument where every month a fixed amount will get debited from your bank account and it will get invested into the markets. So even that is something very important. So monthly you can invest through SIP, and currently also around 8,000 crore rupees, friends, is coming into Indian stock market through the SIP route. 8,000 crore rupees is coming. So mutual fund should also be a part of your investment strategy. And if you do an SIP for 20-25 years, definitely your entire retirement will be taken care of. You can do always a mutual fund SIP in large cap diversified fund or an index fund. Always remember, friends, index fund always rises in the future. So these two things are something very important, very critical. Finally, if we come to the fourth asset class, that is gold. See, always remember that gold has become an important asset class after global financial crisis of 2008, friends. Before 2008, in 2007, the price of 10 grams gold was only 9,000 rupees. During 2008 global financial crisis, the price reached to 33,000 rupees per 10 grams. Always remember that gold is considered as a safe haven for investment. Now, gold typically has inverse relationship with three things: stock market, macroeconomic data, and US economy. That means whenever these three has a negative impact, gold will always rise. This slide is very important, friends. Always remember that when stock market crashes, gold price will go up. When IMF or World Bank says that the world economy is weak, gold prices will rise. When US data is weak, gold will rise. So always remember that any bad news in the world economy is a good news for gold, and any good news in the world economy is a bad news for gold. As far as India is concerned, friends, we import 850 tons of gold every year. So we import huge amount of gold, and gold is the second largest item in our balance of payment after crude oil. So please understand that having gold in your portfolio is also equally important. In gold, always remember one thing: as world economy becomes normal, as vaccination drives will become more strong, you will find more correction in the price of gold. So it can be an opportunity to accumulate gold. Is gold productive from an economic perspective? The answer is no, friends. From an individual perspective, from return perspective, yes, it is important. But from an economic perspective, it is not, for the simple reason that if you put money in equities and fixed deposit, that money will circulate in the economy. But as far as gold is concerned, the money gets blocked. If you see last 100 years return of gold, it is only 6%. Last 40 years, gold gave a return of 9 to 10%, whereas BSE Sensex gave a return of 16.5%. So that is why gold is not considered that productive, friends. Equities in the long term will always outperform gold. Does it mean that gold should not be there as a part of your investment portfolio? No, friends. Gold should be there as a part of your investment portfolio for the simple reason that because the world economy today is very much integrated, there are enough opportunities where gold will rise. So it should be a part. You should have at least 10 to 15% of investment in gold as an asset class, friends. Now, when I am telling gold as an asset class, we are not talking of jewelry, friends. No, because when you buy jewelry, making charges are added. When you sell jewelry, it is deducted. So it is not that productive. We are talking of gold ETF, exchange traded fund. So when you buy gold ETF, they are in the form of DMAT. They will directly come in your DMAT account, and you can always basically accumulate them over a longer duration. So that is why gold ETF is very important. Property, if we talk of property as an asset class, friends, property had a very good run between 2003 to 2013, friends. It had a very good run. There is no doubt in that. But unfortunately, for last 4 5 years, property market has slightly, or rather, to be very frank, it did not give much return because of two things. One, huge oversupply. See, the supply of new projects, new residential and commercial things have gone up like anything. And second, unrealistic pricing. The pricing asked by them is so unrealistic that people just cannot afford it. So that is another reason why, because of this thing, property has become outside the reach of a common man. Always remember, as far as property market is concerned, if you want to live and you buy, that is something very nice, but do not buy it from a investment perspective, because it will not give you any major return, friends. That is what is my thinking. You may buy it for consumption, yes, that is good. even commercial real estate may see a lot of downtrend, because lot of this work from home culture, friends, is suited to lot of companies, and many companies are even talking, in fact TCS, that by 2025 30% of their workforce may work from home only permanently. In fact, Hindustan Unilever's global CEO has also indicated that they would prefer only 2 days office work and 3 days online, because there is huge amount of savings in terms of operational cost. So that is also something we have to keep it in mind. So as I said, that basically commercial property may also see a lot of downtrend. So it is better that if you buy property, buy it for consumption purpose only, not from an investment perspective. Finally, if we talk of insurance as an asset class, see, insurance earlier was considered as a tax saving instrument only. But COVID-19 has clearly proved the fact, friends, that insurance should be there as a part of your main investment body, for the simple reason that two things are very vital: mediclaim and term plan. In case of term plan, it is very, very important that if something happens to the head of the family, you are totally safe and secure. And in case of term plan, you will always get better medical facility in terms of cashless service and other things. So this is something very important. So as a, in insurance, one needs to be very, very clear and critical. This has to be a part of your main investment portfolio, friends. Apart from these six asset classes, two things which I would like to add is fixed deposits and provident fund, friends. See, fixed deposit and provident fund, the whole objective there is safety of capital. The capital invested is totally safe, that is one thing, and second, it is highly liquid. So whenever you want, you can break FD and get your money. Yes, in provident fund there is a lock-in period of 15 years, but even then that's a very good instrument to invest because it is totally tax-free. So keep this particular point in mind, friends. Always remember, friends, that finally stock market and mutual fund, if these two are there as a part of your overall investment scenario, you will definitely make very good wealth in the long term. On the other hand, fixed deposits and provident fund will ensure that you are on a relatively safer wicket. So with this, friends, I would like to complete my part of presentation, and now we can basically go for a Q&A round also. So feel free to ask questions, and don't hesitate in asking any question.
Yes, guys, you can ask whichever questions you feel like. So we already have some questions.
Yes, ma'am.
I'll start with Shakil Rajpuri. Shakil Rajpuri question is about small training on trading of stock market from Aditya sir. You want to continue this webinar?
नहीं नहीं मैम, इसमें सी फ्रेंड्स, वी हैव ऑलरेडी टोल्ड दैट फ्रॉम AMP platform, Association of Muslim Professionals platform, we will be properly launching a training program in stock market. Correct, we will definitely do that. I had already a word with Iftikhar sir, and he has also agreed. So it is just a matter of time that we will once again come to you all with a proper structured course where nitty gritty can be explained in detail also. Plus, and we will try to keep that course during market hours so that live market can also be shown to you. So that is definitely on the cards. Don't worry.
So next question is from Mohammed
Yes.
Khalil. Currently, COVID-19 cases are increasing in news. What will be the impact on Indian share market?
See, basically, if you talk of COVID cases, yes, they are increasing in US also, they are increasing in India also. In fact, unfortunately, yesterday we recorded 72,000 cases. So definitely it dampens the spirit, and it may cause slight corrections also in the market. And we are already witnessing that if you see markets, the way that went up in January, February, from March onwards, there has been a pressure in the market. And to be very frank, one of the key reasons is this rising COVID cases, because rising COVID cases means that there could be more restriction, less number of business hours. So obviously that has a toll on economic data. So I definitely feel that this will have some pressure on the markets. And right now markets have more bias to go downwards rather than upwards. But again, that could be a very good opportunity to accumulate quality stocks.
I hope he got his answer. So there is one more question.
Sure.
Abdul Mannan Makta. He is asking, sir, your thought on sovereign gold bonds, that is SGBs,
Yes.
as an alternative of
To
gold.
gold well. See, basically, Abdul sir, it is definitely sovereign gold bonds will be useful. See, sovereign gold bonds have a maturity of 5 years. Number one, they have a lock-in period, so you cannot sell before 5 years. Second, you will get an annual interest of 2.5%. Now, the only small drawback in sovereign gold bond is that after 5 years, when you redeem your capital, please understand this point well. After 5 years, when you get back your capital, that will be at the current rate of the gold. So if we take a simple hypothetical example, today you invest in sovereign gold bonds, the rate is 46,000 rupees per 10 grams. After 5 years, when you get back your capital, if the rate is 40,000 rupees per 10 grams, you will get your capital at that rate. So that is the biggest risk in sovereign gold bonds. And that is why in my one of the earlier questions also I had told this, that it is better to go with gold ETF rather than sovereign gold bonds. In gold ETF, there is no lock-in period. Number one, you can buy as many units as you are comfortable, so even a person with a smaller budget can buy. And third thing, you can average it out, so you can buy every month, so that your average cost basically goes down. So that is something you have to keep it in mind.
So I go to the next question.
Yes.
Tosi Syed, how to buy mutual fund, particular Tata or Taurus ethical funds?
See, Tawfiq sir, basically Tata and Taurus ethical funds are Sharia funds. If you want to buy them, just contact me. I will get it arranged for you. So that should not be a problem. It is very simple. The basic process is you should have a PAN card and an Aadhaar card. If you have a PAN card, Aadhaar card, and a bank's proper bank account, you can definitely invest. There is no problem. It's very simple. If you contact me, I will get it done for you. That should not be an issue.
Yes, sir. So next is Mubin Khan. Firstly, he's trying to thank you for the session and the
Thank you.
information and news information what he got from you. And then the question what he has is, what should be a good investment portfolio for someone who is in his 50s?
50s. Okay. See, basically, a person who is in the 50s now, see, one thing is very clear. He needs to do some kind of fixed deposits, because that will ensure safety of capital. Along with that, if he wants to make wealth, he can go with mutual fund SIP. That is something very vital. He should better go with a mutual fund SIP, because when you are doing mutual fund SIP every month, your average cost of buying will go down, and that will ensure that your profits rise. So two things he must do. One is a mutual fund SIP and one is FD. So that will ensure that on one hand, he is basically in a safe and secured zone. On the other hand, he will be able to generate good capital for himself.
So the next question is from Mohammed Khalil.
Yes.
What is good time to buy gold ETF?
Okay.
What
Yes.
strategy we have to follow in good ETF investment?
See, basically, as I told you, Mohammed sir, you can always buy gold ETF on a monthly basis. In fact, I personally do that. See, the current rate of gold ETF is 39. So you have to buy 100 units. 100 into 39 is 3,900 rupees per 1 gram. So when you buy 100 units, you are actually buying 1 gram of 1 gram of gold you are buying, and that directly comes to your demat account. So it is always better that you keep on buying this particularly gold ETF every month, so that the moment you collect 10,000 units, you have accumulated 100 grams of gold. So that will really make you, at least on one part, you will be a secure position that you have exposure to gold also. So buy every month. That is a good thing. And one of the good funds is HDFC Gold ETF. Again, I will repeat, HDFC Gold ETF.
So there is an anonymous attendee who want to know that, okay, so there is any internship program to learn and work in BSc and NSC?
Yes. See, basically, we do give internship programs, but to be very frank, because of COVID-19, right now, internship programs is not available. Means we can do it, but it will be work from home only. So basically, we can do that. That should not be a problem. In fact, a lot of MBA colleges do internship even currently with me, and their students. See, what I do is that as we arrange these 10 sessions for our AMP, we do arrange sessions for them also, and I give them a project report also from an academic perspective. So yes, that can be done.
Okay, so the next is from Tausif Sayyid.
Yes.
He's stating that you said buy any share as you are not going to sell. But which kind of share should be brought with this strategy and which share should be sold with profit booking?
See, basically, if you see now, as far as shares are concerned, you should always basically buy shares like Reliance, HDFC, ICICI, Kotak, SBI, Larsen and Toubro, Tata Steel. See the stocks which make BSE Sensex. If you buy those stocks and if you keep on accumulating them, then definitely you will be able to generate very good amount of capital for yourself. Correct? Very good amount of capital. So that will really help you to generate good amount of money over a longer duration.
Okay. So the next is Dil Kamal. How to know when be the stock market is under over fairly value in earning and evaluation terms and with with index NFT and Sensex.
Yes, ma'am. Can you please repeat how to know when overvalued in? Okay.
Huh.
See,
Okay.
basically, yes, ma'am. I got that point. See, basically, see whether market is over or undervalued. Normally, the parameter used is PE ratio, price earning ratio. So, typically, if you see Sensex and Nifty, then in that case right now, if you see, the P ratio is around basically 39 to 40, so obviously it is highly overvalued. So if the P ratio say comes down to around 35, 36, then in that particular case it will be basically relatively less undervalued. Correct? So keep that particular point in mind. See, to be very frank, it is always difficult. It is always difficult to say whether a stock is undervalued or overvalued. But always remember one thing, that whenever a stock is undervalued or overvalued, primarily you go with the growth prospect of the stock. That is more beneficial rather than trying to find out what is the valuation. See, because valuation is an art, not a science. If I give you a very, very simple example, see, in Reliance Industries, when they sold basically Reliance Industries, if you see, in that case, they sold 21% stake in Reliance Jio. Now, the last investor to enter in Reliance Jio was Google. They invested 33,000 crore rupees, 33,000 crore for 7.7% stake. Correct? 33,000 crore for 7.7% stake they sold. So basically, what has happened is that they bought Reliance at 2,100 rupees price. Now just imagine at 2,100, so many people would have exited considering it costly. But Google bought 33,000 crore rupees worth of shares because its vision is that in next 5 years the share price may become 5,000. So that is called as valuation. And always remember, valuation is an art, not a science.
Okay, sir. So the next is from anonymous attendee. It's stating that can you shed some light on S&P BSE Sharia 50 index?
See, basically, S&P BSE Sharia 50 index was an index created by BSE, which had 50 stocks, which had only basically Sharia stocks. Sharia stocks are those stocks which basically follow the whole Sharia concept, whereby basically they don't invest in things which are not permitted under Islam. For instance, gambling, liquor stocks, interest bearing stocks. So that index was formed and that index used to be tracked globally, but of late I think that index has been stopped because of some other reason, but that was basically Sharia index.
Okay. So the next question is from Shadab. When to buy and when to sell a share? It is safe to keep amount in trading account.
Yes, see, definitely. See, normally, Shadabji, simple strategy is you should buy a stock. You should always put your money the day on which the stock market is down by 500 points. Follow this simple strategy. The day on which BSE Sensex is down, try to buy the stocks, and when it goes up, try to sell it. So that is a very simple strategy that you should try to use. So that is the strategy which will get you good amount of return. Buy when the market crashes, sell when the market rises. Correct? That should be your strategy, and that will always pay you well. And in that also try to go with BSE index companies only, BSE Sensex stocks. And yes, you can definitely put some money in trading account, because unless money will be there, broker won't allow you to buy.
Yes, sir. The next question is from Muhammad Imran Khan. He states that, sir, in case of death of trader, does his trading and demat account with the share and funds in it get transferred to his relatives even through any nomination is not done?
No,
And
no, no.
relatives
That
are not aware about the decreased uh, trader used to do trading of share.
See, Mohammed sir, as of now, to be very frank, na, whenever you open a demat or trading account, the broker will compulsorily make you ask you to give a nomination, because now government, even SEBI stock exchanges insist that whatever financial investments you do, nomination is a compulsory thing. Without nomination, they will not open only. And make one thing very clear, that if a nomination has not been made and the person dies, trust me, it is a pillar to post running thing to get that money, because it will be very difficult. You will have to get succession certificate, a succession probate, all kind of documentation that you are the legal owner of those things, and that is really a time consuming and a tedious thing. So always remember that whenever you invest anything, you have to register a nominee. That is a compulsory thing.
Okay, sir. The next one is from anonymous attendee. He is stating that, sir, what are the average rate of return for mutual fund slips if I wish to invest for 3 years?
See, basically, if you take the for 3 years around, you will get around 8 to 10% easily. And if the markets are good, you may get even more than that. But please understand that mutual fund is a long-term investment instrument. So your minimum investment horizon should be more than 5 or 10 years. Then only you will get relatively more decent returns. So that is something very important.
So the next one is from Maruf Aftab. He's saying, thank you, sir, for your time. And then the question what he's asking is, which sector do you think will grow more than other in India?
See, basically, if you see the five sectors which I am very bullish, number one is pharmaceutical, number two, information technology, number three, insurance, number four, automobiles, and number five, private sector banks. These five sector stocks, if you have in your portfolio, then in the long term, you will definitely be making good amount of money. Keep that particular point in mind.
The next question is from Mohammed Saad. He's saying how to invest in SLIP.
See, in SIP, it is very simple, Mohammed sir. You need to have a PAN card and Aadhaar card and a passport size photo. So the first investment which you make will be through check, and then from the next month onwards, it will automatically get debited from your bank account. So every month on a fixed date, money will get debited from your bank account, and you will be basically starting your SIP. So that is the easy way to do it.
So the next question is coming from Zaid Merchant. He's saying, I have a technical problem. I bought some mutual fund before PAN card at DMAT era. My KYC for these mutual funds are pending. For 6 months, I have been trying to do the KYC for these mutual funds, but I have reached a dead end. Any suggestion?
Right, sir, it is very simple. I don't know why you are facing problems in doing KYC. See, there is a specific form of KYC. You have to just fill that form, attach PAN card and Aadhaar card, and just submit it in the mutual fund. It is not even a whole 1 day process. I don't know why you are having some problem. In that case, you have my mobile number. You can call me. I'll definitely get it done for you. It should not be a problem. Or you can SMS me your address. We will send you that particular the KYC form. You have to just put your photo, don't fill it, just sign it, put your photo, attach a PAN card and Aadhaar card, and we'll get it submitted. So even that way your problem can be solved, and you can invest through us also.
So I think we have done with our question answers session. We have answered it all. Leaving some thank yous, and
Yes, yes.
someone wants your PPD, and someone want to be contacting you, and etc.
See, my number, if anybody wants to just note it down for your personal guidance and other things, it is 9167495294. Again, I will repeat, 9167495294. So you can basically contact me. AMP has my contact details. You can take it from there also. Should not be a problem. You are most welcome, friends.
I think Mohammed Kaleem sir is again messaging and asking the question is, so please guide us, due to the pandemic or global issues, maybe the market fall.
Oh, yes.
What types of stocks we have to buy? Is there any
Strategy. Sure.
strategy to it?
See, Mohammed Kalim sir, if you ask me now, I follow one simple strategy. See, basically buy all the top-notch stocks. As I told you, whenever the market falls, whenever BSE Sensex falls now, please try to buy RIL, Reliance Industries, HDFC Bank, HDFC Limited, Infosys, TCS, Tata Steel, SBI, ICICI, Kotak, Axis Bank, Larsen and Toubro, Hindustan Unilever, and Asian Paints. These are the 13 stocks which typically I try to accumulate, and I'm doing this for quite some time. And trust me, this strategy will really give you very good returns in the long term. See, one question, madam, I am just seeing this. So just I want to clarify that why AstraZeneca is falling. See, sir, AstraZeneca has a problem that in lot of European Union countries, that drug has been banned because it is causing blood clot in the people. Those who have taken that vaccine, there is blood clot and people have died also. So that is why some of the European Union countries have banned AstraZeneca. That means they have stopped the usage of that vaccine. So that is the reason it is falling.
Okay, I think so. The questions are done.
Ma'am,
खाली
yesterday,
schedule करना है ना सर.
मैडम,
Yes, sir.
फरहत
Yes, sir.
मैडम, कल मैंने ना इफ्तिकार जी से एक रिक्वेस्ट की थी, सो ही हैड अग्रीड फॉर दैट. बेसिकली आई जस्ट वांटेड टू शेयर समथिंग विद ऑल द पार्टिसिपेंट्स. कैन आई शेयर विथ योर परमिशन?
Yes, yes, sir. You can
Sure,
share.
sure. See, ma'am, basically, Ramzan is coming. So, a lot of people give donations. Correct. Now, in Surat, that is my hometown, I am handling one Yatim Khana. So, there around 100 orphans are there, and there is nobody to look after them. For last 3 years, I am basically ensuring that every week, 2 times, I am able to give them breakfast and other things. So my humble request is this: if any one of you is interested in doing that noble work, and the price is very normal, in 1000 rupees, only 1000, all 120 people have their breakfast. It includes 100 orphans also and 20 staff also, because obviously staff also lives there only. It's a residential this orphanage home. It's very close to my house, so I am closely associated with them. So any person who feels that they want to do this noble work can do contact me. I will get it arranged. You will get a proper ATG certificate also. It is a proper ATG registered trust. It is a 100-year-old trust. It is just 10 minutes near my house. So anybody who is interested and who wants to do something good for the society, you can please contact me and I will get it done. You will get a receipt in your name, everything. So it is 100% transparent, nothing to worry about. Even the name of that particular Yatim Khana is Surat Islamic Yatim Khana. So in case if you are interested, we can definitely help you out in doing that. So this is just I wanted to share.
So it is really a noble cause, and we always support for it. Even
Yes, ma'am.
EMP
Yes.
has a second platform where we call this crowdfunding India's.com.
Yes,
Where we
yes,
do
yes.
the crowdfunding and
Correct.
all for these kind of um, help and activities.
Yes, ma'am. Yes. So
Uh,
basically, I will also get in touch with that. How we can do a crowdfunding for this institution, because it's a very noble institution and they are really striving hard, basically for helping the orphans. It is basically a residential school come this thing. From- so there, from first standard to 10th standard, teaching is given absolutely free.
so EMP always help for the education, empowerment, and
Yes, yes.
employment. We'll inshallah try to help.
Help
So
them. Yes, ma'am.
I think we are done with today's session. There is no more question alive in our chat box. Uh, I really thank Mr. Aditya Srinivas for removing such a precious time for us. The whole session was really informative and wonderful. It actually helped to all the people who are completely unaware. People like me, those who are very much feared about investing and all, had got lifetime idea and life understanding of you. Yes. I really thank on behalf of AMP and I think from attendees also.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. And may Allah help all of us. Ramzan is coming. May we all be able to do good things for the larger human society. And that is what my goal of life is. I am involved with lot of NGOs, a lot of charitable institutions, and whatever best I can do, I always keep on trying. In fact, I'm also planning to start a small office with the whole objective of only helping people. The name is Change Agents. Okay, what change we can bring in the lives of other people, the less blessed ones. So inshallah, if everything goes well, I will involve the entire AMP also into this. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. In fact, I am thankful that you have given me this opportunity for sharing my knowledge for 10 sessions. Thank you very much.